Yeah, then boys, 5th episode, and we're joined none other than a genuine West Bromwich Albion legend, Steve Rowe.
It is, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Looking for ages, isn't he?
Thanks for coming on, mate. I haven't seen you for ages.
No problem. You boys are all good. Well, keeping the families all good.
Yeah, all good.
Ticking along. So we're gonna go quicker than what we normally do this week. Steve, get Bunce's bets out of the way and Dave out of the way, and then we'll get straight in. We've got some fucking Riker questions to ask you. And might be a couple of bits and pieces that I've heard on the grapevine you want to get off your chest as well. So, how did you get on last week with your bets then, Buns?
Well, to be fair, lads, I've got a confession to make here on the bets. They changed the fixtures, right? So normally we pick the fixtures. They come out on the Saturday. They come out on the Saturday for our results. The Premier League. I've emailed them, I've contacted them, but they've gone ahead and changed the fixtures. They're actually playing tomorrow, so we don't get the results till tomorrow. So we're still waiting on Arsenal to beat West Ham and Spurs to beat Villa, both teams to score. £5 returns, 90 quid. But what I'm going to do, lads, if it comes in, we'll give it to one of the followers as a bit of an apology. And then for next week, we're going to go for... It's international break, so we've got a few international games.
Fun.
We're going to go for Poland to beat Hungary, Denmark to beat Israel, Albania to beat Andorra, and Romania to beat Macedonia. 8-1, boys. Please gamble responsibly. Bet little, win big, and fingers crossed.
I love that, Buns. Bet little, win big. Love it.
Buns,
Yeah.
what was the crack with the... I listened in last week. What's the crack with the international and the sleeping tablets?
Now, what it is, Steve, there was a leak in the press. Basically, a Premier League player is addicted to sleeping tablets. So, you know what, when you go in before the game, you got your wash bag and everything. He pops a couple before the game.
Harry Maguire.
You reckon?
Harry Maguire.
That's who I said. I said.
He's got a chance, hasn't he?
No smoke without fire.
There's somebody at our workplace on sleeping tablets all day.
I've got an idea who that is.
Who do you reckon?
John, I'll let you slip it out. Mate.
Burgess.
Yeah, Steve Burgess, the
saddle
sniffer. Saddle sniffer.
I reckon he's on sleeping tablets. He's absolutely ripping the arse out of my brother. I don't know if you can take the money off him, Dave.
No. It's Chris will wake up soon.
The best thing for him, mate, is get shot of him. Dead wood.
But it was always the same when I was I told the boys that's why I didn't want to reveal his second name.
I don't care, mate, the CSO after him. I've just heard, Dave, last week he's his first ever gone onto the electoral roll. so he's fucked now.
That's light, isn't it? He's 42.
I know, he's fucked now, isn't it? All them people come after him, they're knocking his door.
So on back onto Bunce's bets there then, Bunce. What we're saying, you owe the listeners an apology.
Yeah, so I messed up with the fixtures, lads. Premier League have messed me about and they changed the fixtures without letting me know. So yeah, like I say, if it does come in, lads, say if it does come in, we'll give it away. But I'm not holding my breath, to be fair.
Well, probably best, mate. And we've not had any success yet, have we? We're delivering anyone a good. None of them have come in this yet.
It's a weird old season during the pandemic.
I'm skiing, so I'm salaried now. I couldn't really be doing going back to hourly pay and getting the Saturdays, mate. You fucking skint me out.
You ain't got a dad's graft, didn't you, Dave?
Hey. Looking off our diggers, I have Brownie. So what we had coming then this week, Bunsen? Dear Dave.
Well, we've had two belters of a question.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the first one, Slim?
Yeah, I've got one that's coming in here. His name's Robert Steiner, right? And he's basically said, I recently read an article about a man outside a Tampa, Florida townhouse who had only God Can Judge Me tattoo on his arm. So he had like an Only God Can Judge Me tattoo on his arm. And then the police found him penetrating his rectum with a gherkin whilst masturbating. What's your take on this?
What sort of question is that?
I mean, I don't like gherkins personally. I always take them off my burgers and that, do you?
Oh,
I've never had
I
one.
love them up my arse, Slim.
well, it sounds like he's got himself in the right pickle there. I quite like these questions, to be fair.
Come on, Dave.
It's got quite of a subliminal message here, hasn't it? You know, with Only God Can Judge Me tattooed on his arm as well. Should he be prosecuted for it? I don't think so. You know, one man's rubbish is one man's treasure. You know what I mean? It ain't my cup of tea, but it shows a bit of imagination. You know what I mean? I'd use something a bit firmer than a gherkin.
What'd you go for, Dave?
Aubergine. Aubergine.
So with a gherkin, it'd be like thumbing in a softie, wouldn't it, with a gherkin?
You lads will be alright then.
He's here, Brownie's here. Hey.
Oh man, in Benidorm to see what it's all about.
I wish the bloke from Tampa all the best, personally.
Yeah.
You know. But how are you getting on, lads? How are you getting on, lads? Anyway, down there.
No problem here, Dave. Well-oiled machine.
You keep saying this, Buns.
I'm fine, Steve. I am.
You're only running on one cylinder.
No, I've got a backup cylinder.
Due an MOT. Slim, you still experiencing lockdown?
You what, mate?
Your ball's still in lockdown.
You know what? Do you know what? I've had a good go. I think it's
bear in mind, Brownie, he lives in a flat on his own.
One of your boys left the building, Slim.
Say again, mate.
One of your boys left the building.
I'll give it my best. I got a sweat on, and that was about it.
You ever experienced any difficulties, Steve?
Nothing, mate.
No, same.
Stallion, mate, romping.
No, that's fine.
It's only me and you keeping the team up in today.
Yeah, lucky hell. My sword pierces fucking stones, mate. She calls me Camelot, the wife. King Arthur.
King Arthur. I'm known as Bandy Arm Brown, Dave. Holding the toffee apple. You seen that, Dave, at the start of the intro, mate? Cut me in half, them ones did.
It's to be fair, it's a good job that weren't recording at the time, Steve, because that would have been going out.
What question then, have we got then,
What's the next one?
Well, this one wants to stay anonymous, so we're not going to say her name, but
Ain't these people got no balls, Buns, or what?
well, I don't think she has. But look,
It's
but you never know, Steve. That's the thing, you never know nowadays. You got to be careful. But anyway, dear Dave, I'm after some advice, and I've been told you're the man. I wish to remain anonymous, if possible, because this could affect my relationship. I've been approached by a woman at work who's in a relationship with a woman, and she wants me to have an affair. I'm curious how this will pan out, and I'm really thinking about it. But the thing is, I'm more attracted to a partner. Please help.
Oh, Dave.
Wow. How about that then? Oh.
Controversial, Buns.
Isn't it, lads? Genuine question, that.
I mean, this is like a proper dilemma. This is.
I think she's got an opportunity to bang them both.
Come to some agreement between them and see what happens.
I mean, the thing is, if she bangs them both, she's got a better informed decision, hasn't she? Who to pick? You know what I mean?
You endorsing that, Dave?
Well, we only live once, Steve. I mean, I've always been a glass half full man, as you know. You know, if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you'll only land amongst the stars, mate. I mean, the one thing I'd say to be careful of is if she gets rejected by the partner, then it blows the whole thing out the water, don't it? You know what I mean? Then he gets a bit tricky. But no, just fucking go for it. What's the worst can happen? Just split up a fucking happy family, you know what I mean? And end up fucking fighting an obscure fucking legal battle for the house, fucking childcare. Just go for it.
Yeah.
I hope it helps anyway.
Yeah,
to the anonymous person.
That's it. If you got any other questions to send in next week, just send them on Messenger if you want to stay anonymous, or send them on Facebook or Twitter. # Dear Dave is here to help.
Always. So, I suppose we get to kind of the end of the fucking podcast, Steve. Bunce, he won't show you till the end, but he's got us all on a timer. And with the way it's set up with like Buzzsprout when we send the podcast out, we have so many minutes a month to upload on there.
Yeah.
And he fucking starts giving you all this with the phone.
Who does?
Bunce.
I have his wallet, innit?
So, when he opens it, which I think, mate, we just got to get straight onto the main attraction here now, Steve. You are what tonight's all about.
Bring it on, boys.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all week. God,
Been looking forward to
it. On here. It's been fucking mad, mate. It's been ages since we've all been out in there, and it used to be quite a regular thing. I think secretly we've all missed you.
Likewise, boys. Likewise. I looked through my phone last week, Dave, and I've got a cracking picture of you, absolutely buried in the grass outside your house where me and Choc left you. We kicked you out of taxi, and you're just sitting on the side of the grass verge. I think Em had to come and get you in. You was buried. You think your head had gone?
Well, I'll tell you what happened after that. Obviously, because I got my head down on that grass verge. Yeah, I don't know how long I was there. Obviously, there was no.
There for 10 minutes, looking at you in the taxi.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was there. Well, I got into the house that night, and I don't remember getting in or getting into bed or whatever. Bro, I woke up to a fucking great hoof into my fucking ribs. It was the wife. What the bloody hell you been up to? She thought it was makeup. I was like, no, it's dirt. It's dirt. Well, luckily,
Michael.
Having good mates, what I have, they decided to plaster it all over Facebook.
He's like Top Gear, wasn't
he? Yeah, he's like Top Gear, mate. So I was covered. My alibi was straight. Yeah, happy memories, mate. Happy memories.
Good days.
Happy days. But Steve, you ready? You ready to begin, pal? Sipping on the champers and that there. How many you had?
2 bottles.
Standard.
Still losing myself in, Slim.
So, no, I've had a few messages as well, Steve. You know, been some real genuine interest about, obviously, from your fine days back at West Brom. But I think for us, really, we just wanted to get it back at the start, really, mate, and just see where did it all start for you? What age were you when you first began your football career?
I played for Sheffield Rovers, which is Sunday League setup, under 6s. And I got scouted for Wolves, which obviously I'm an Albion fan, which my dad weren't happy about. And he took me down, had 2 weeks trials at Wolves when I was 7, and they wanted to sign me. So I was signed for Wolves when I was 7 till I was 15, 16, something like that. And it come to like the YTS, and one of the directors said they wanted an Irish international instead because he was an international that looked better on paper. So I left Wolves and went probably had about 6 months off, to be fair. And I was getting to the age where I was at YTS, and we had to have like a bit of an agent who represented us, and he got me to go to Albion. So I had 2-week trial at Albion, signed there straight away. Obviously, it's my club, all my heroes and everything. So I signed there straight away and went through the academy, set up there into the reserves, and what have you happened at Albion. So
How old were you then when you signed for Albion?
16, I suppose, 17.
Yeah. No. So how were you approached? Obviously, without leaving Wolves, are you kind of academy players? Are you all on like a long list where agents can see and see who's available?
There is a setup now where I think if someone's been released, I think it just come in when I left. If you get released from a pro club, there's they put like an event on in a 2-week trial period where everyone who's been released from a club go there, and all the academy scouts go, all from around obviously the country, abroad, everywhere, and you play games. And obviously, if you're good enough to pick you out and obviously take you on and offer you contracts and whatnot. But I left there, and I just had an opportunity through a few people that I knew and my dad knew to get me to Albion. So I went there. Obviously, it's my club. So, and obviously Lee Hughes was there, and your Darren Moores and Neil Clements, Jason Kumas.
So did they more contact like your mum and dad because of the age you were, or?
Yeah, they do at times. So you get to 18, really, you're still classed as a youth player. So they contact your mum and dad, and it goes to like an agent who represents you at the club. And as soon as you get like any interest, then they'll obviously get you into have trials and what have you then, and you do your 2-week trial period, and if you're good enough to keep you on, if you're not, they get rid of you.
Yeah. No, I see. Just mentioned, so they were the big names that were in the team then at the time. So Jason Kumas, Neil Clements.
Yeah, as Russell Holt was the goalkeeper. You had Darren Moore at the back with Thomas Gardso, and left back was Neil Clement, right wing was Kumas, left wing Artem Sakiri, Derek McInnes in the centre midfield with James Quinn, and there was Bob Taylor was just leaving, retiring. Yeah. He was up front, so he was leaving, and there was who was up front now? Jason Roberts. Remember Jason Roberts?
Yeah. You know,
strong, and Lee Hughes.
Yeah, no, I'd seen all them play against Walsall. You know what I mean? It's Jason Roberts actually. I think he scored a brace last time I've seen Walsall at West Brom, and it was when
strong player, very very strong man.
Quick, strong. He got a really good record actually in what's now the Championship. He used to bag goals. You know, he had a good career. He was at Wigan for a bit as well.
He was only you couldn't cut it in the Prem, but he was a Championship player really.
Yeah. So, so who was the manager then, Steve? I know Gary Megson was.
Gary Megson was the manager. Gary Megson when I was there.
How did you find Gary?
Arsehole.
Really?
If I'm honest, Dave.
Yeah. In what respect?
He was just he's a very how do you put it? He's very set in his ways. He's only got his I think because he's quite a negative manager, he's stuck in his ways. And if you listen to Albion fans from years and years ago, he's a 1-0 manager. He'll go out to get a draw. He'll go out to put 10 people at the back just to get a result, and he would never give anybody a chance, to be honest. But his assistant, Frank Burrows, is the same as well. They never give you. You're just in the squad all the time, really. You know, I played a couple of Carling Cup games and what have you, but you'd never get a look in with him, to be honest.
Do you think that's why you never quite managed to break into that first team? Because you were training with them, weren't you?
Yeah, I was training with them day in, day out, yeah, for 2 years. 3 years, like, yeah. I played in reserves, in the FA Youth Cup, played in all through all the stages, really. And it just come, like, he'd put you in the squad, you'd be like number 18. Even though I was only 16, 11 playing and 5 I'd be number 18 or 17, number 19. I'd never quite give you the chance that you wanted, really.
Yeah. So what were the other lads in the squad like? Some of the guys you just mentioned there, like Bob Taylor and Kumas. What were they like with you?
Kumas, he picked me up from my mum and dad's house once. He hadn't got a driving licence. He had a Mercedes. He couldn't drive. He was on 40 grand a week, and he's picked me up from my mum and dad's house.
No way.
Exclusive.
The biggest character, I don't know if you remember him, Lee Marshall. He's a cop now.
Yeah, I kind of recall. I was doing recording
at Leicester, centre midfield.
Yeah, it does ring a bell. To be fair, the name.
He signed for Albion from Leicester, and he scored the quickest goal in the Premier League. He did ever.
Oh, right.
But he's a proper character. He was very used to like draw on Megson's car, put apples up his exhaust, and proper dick around.
So, you're going to say some of them, Buns?
Yeah. Were there any players you played with that never did break through that you thought they might go on to have a better career?
What do you mean that was good enough but never got the chance?
But yeah. You probably thought they was going to do a bit better, maybe, or.
There was one lad called Ross Clark. Unbelievable player, unbelievable. His talent was like exceptional, but his attitude was wrong.
Oh, right, okay.
Like weekends, he'd go and get drunk every weekend and party, girls, and all that kind of stuff. Like, and his talent was phenomenal, unbelievable.
Yeah. All right.
But he never, if he'd have changed his attitude, he'd have been frightening, unbelievable.
Yeah. Would you say who was the best player you played with during your time?
Against or with?
With first.
Best player I've played with.
You can include the 7-a-sides we used to have on Shelfield, Steve, if you want, mate. So
yeah.
Pressure on you there.
Like. Bunsey, just quickly, Dave, he spent more time behind the fence watching than participating.
I used to get.
He was the ball boy or the water boy, one or the other.
I had bad injury every week, lads. Didn't I?
Robbie Van Bunce.
I'd say Bunce, going back to that, the best player I've played with in the team, and this is purely because of his movement, I'd say Lee Hughes.
Yeah.
Frightening. They used to call him the Ghost.
He's calling the what, sorry?
The Ghost.
Ghost.
He honestly, been marking him, even in training. You look over your shoulder and he's like sitting on your shoulder and he's there, you know where he is.
Yeah.
You turn your head for a second and he's gone. He's 20 yards away from you.
Yeah. And
in front, he wasn't the best technical player, but finishing and positioning and clever.
Yeah. Yeah, good, proper goal scorer, wasn't he?
In front of the goal is deadly. But you've been marking him. I'd hold his shirt in training.
Yeah.
Have him like round my wrist, and he'd still lose you. He'd still be gone. It's frightening.
It's a bit like me.
To the bar Bunsey when we go out.
I guess that's a bit like me, father's side, that is. You know, back in the day. Who was the best player you played against then, would you say?
No questions whatsoever. I spoke to my dad about this and lads in the past, Wayne Rooney.
Oh, you played against him? Wow.
Unbelievable. When he was at Everton.
Yeah.
That was when I was at Wolves and we lost 9-0
Yeah.
And God's honest truth, at half time, our manager took the whole back four off. That included me, because he absolutely made us look like a mug.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Strongest man. I couldn't touch him.
Really?
Couldn't touch him.
Once you'd played against him there, Steve, did you kind of, were you lads like kind of in the change room thinking, yeah, that's like the next England's
You can tell.
number 9 there for years.
You can tell. There's another lad who I played with at Wolves, Mark Davis, who was at Bolton. He was in the Wolves first team, went to Bolton. They signed him for $3 million, and they used to call him Sparky. And he was the kind of player everybody knew as a kid. He was the one. Mm-hmm. He was the special one, and he'd try and he'd take you on. Then he'd come back and he'd do you again, because he could.
Really?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But Rooney was something else. Honestly, something else.
Had you heard of Wayne Rooney before you played against him?
Yeah, there was like hype about him, and you hear things like for the grapevine, you're playing against a lad who's going to be, the next best thing. But when you play against him, he was different gravy, different talent.
Yeah.
So you look at the career he's had. He's won everything in the game, hasn't he? Bar international, and he's still our record goal scorer. So
phenomenal. He's like an ox.
Yeah.
I'm a big lad myself, as you know, and I used to think I was strong, and you play against someone like him, and he'd walk around like a ragdoll.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did it come to an end then, Steve? Did you ever sit down with the coaches, when you left, or?
Yeah, the last season when I was like doing another contract, your contract's up. I know you hear the cliche thing, injuries and all this, but I tore my hamstring. And I broke my metatarsals. I kicked the bottom of someone's boot, and I snapped the metatarsals in my 2 of them in my feet. And Megson turned around and said I hadn't played enough, so he wasn't going to give me another contract. So they terminated my contract, and it went a bit sour from there, to be fair. And I ended to give me a date, and I ended. And walked away.
Do you think if it weren't for them injuries, Steve, do you think you'd have got in, or maybe do you think you needed like a fresh manager in there?
No, not necessarily from Albion's point of view, but I think, not blowing my own trumpet, but I think when I was good enough to, I played for England schoolboys and my county and my district, all that kind of thing. So I think I did have a natural talent in a way, but it's obviously if your face fits in, if you suit the manager and what he wants, and there's loads of different scenarios really. But I think at another club, maybe not at that level, maybe a league below, I could have done something. Yeah.
Do you have any regrets when you look back, Steve? Anything you wanted to change or anything?
My biggest regret is not continuing.
Yeah.
Because when I left Albion, I was obviously an adult then. I was 20 odd. I had an agent, proper agent, and everything. And I look back now and I think Steve Agrizovic contacted me from Coventry.
Yeah.
Northampton contacted me and Bristol Rovers, and they all offered me like 3-year contracts with, I think it was £2,000 a week at the time.
Yeah.
And I just lost interest, to be fair. I lost total interest in the game, the love for it and everything, and just walked away from it.
Do you think part of that, Steve, was because obviously Albion are your club, and you don't you think it was because you didn't kind of have the same affinity for like Coventry or Bristol?
No, I moved away to Coventry. I had but not away, it's not far from us, is it? But I stopped there. I put digs up for you, and I stopped there for 2 months, 3 months maybe, doing trials and different things, and I just fell out of love with it. I think I've done it from such a young age. You get no childhood, and just fell out of love with it. And when I left Albion, then I had 6 months off, maybe 12 months off, and I went to Tamworth. Played at Tamworth and done a little bit there, a couple of years there maybe, and then you just get like lower, and I was getting paid at Tipton. I went to Tipton after Tamworth, and then I could earn more money going into the job that I do now, so I just knocked it on the head, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I think, to be fair, you took the last question off me. I was just about to ask, was it straight to Tamworth after you playing, but so you got anything to add on that, Slim?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions, mate, if that's all right. Was there a player, when you were doing like training and stuff, was there a player that you'd absolutely love to nobble?
Yeah, yeah. There was one lad, and he still plays now. I think he's at Ipswich in the first team. Paul Anderson, his name is. And everybody used to go out, and obviously I was big and strong, and I used to try and hurt him because he was. Honestly, I remember there's another lad who played with us, Tommy Warmer, his name was, at Albion, and Jack Cudworth, another lad from Coventry who travelled to West Brom every day to train. And we used to train, and he was shit. But he was one of them lads, his face fitted, and we used to go out to hurt him. And I remember the once I went through and I smashed him, and he went off crying. And Albion released him, and this is the God's honest truth. You can Google this. He got signed for Liverpool, and he played against Fenerbahce in the Champions League about 3 weeks after.
No way.
So really, he had the last laugh, didn't
See.
Obviously, loads of pranks go on.
Yeah.
But what's the best prank that's been pulled between the lads in the changing room? The best one you've seen?
You used to have skip fights. When you've been training, you've got all your training kit and everything. There's a massive bin with wheels on, and they used to have competitions. Who's the strongest, so they can get you in the bin. So there's pit lads who like wrestling, slam them in the bin, and take them in the showers and put them in a cold shower. Prank-wise, Lee Marshall, he got released from Albion. He was a first team player week in, week out, and he got released for riding on Gary Megson's car. His wife was a slag. Megson never played him. He was a good player, and he fell out with Megson, and he had his contract for 3 years. So every day he used to write something on Megson's car, and like I say, put a banana up his exhaust, or he wrote on his car, "Your wife's a slag," and they caught him on the camera and they sacked him.
No way.
Jesus Christ.
But there was one. We was playing against. This was Lee Hughes and Ronnie. Remember Ronnie Woolworth?
Yeah.
He was at Man United.
Yeah.
He played for Albion, didn't he?
Yeah. Remember.
There's a reserve game against, I think it's Man City away. We was on the bus. We got picked up, got on the bus, driving to the game, and Lee Hughes and Ronnie Woolworth are drinking bottles of Budweiser on the bus. And they was drinking, obviously, before the game, which is obviously not allowed. You can't drink or anything like that. And Lee Hughes put his bottle on the floor. The bus has braked, and the bottles rolled down the bus and hit the assistant's, obviously, manager's foot. And obviously, they got pulled, they got breathalyzed, they got the team to breathalyze them. They had to train with the under-16s for about 6-7 weeks, I think it was.
Oh, dear.
Steve, can I ask? Obviously, you're a family man and that now. And obviously, a few years back, we all know what went on with Lee Hughes there. What's kind of your take on that and what he'd done? I mean, was there anything you think obviously what you known of him, where it's no secret the guy was it turned out to be a bit of a degenerate and quite dependent on alcohol as well. Do you know what I mean? Would you that was kind of in his character to be involved in like a hit and run?
At the time that happened, we was called the night before. Every player got called, even in the academy lads. Everybody had to be in. Like every day, we had to be in at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we had a call. We had to be in at 8 o'clock the next day because obviously they got older. It's something that's gone on, and we all had to be tucked in early. So we got tucked in. All the gates was closed, locked up. The press was there. You could tell something had gone on. We never knew. We were just told to got in early. And obviously, when we found out, because he went missing, didn't he, for a bit?
Yeah.
When I think he handed himself in, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He went missing for a couple of days.
Yeah, he handed himself in, and they put him on bail, and he come back to the training ground, and he was saying what he did. Obviously, he was drinking. Him and I think he was with Woolworth again, Ronnie Woolworth, and I think they was drinking, and they got in his car, and he crashed the car. So what he did, he got a taxi. This is what he told us. This is from the horse's mouth. He got a taxi back to his house and smashed the front door off his house. So it looked like somebody had broken into his house and pinched his car. Well, I think at that point then he was sinking, wasn't he? And I think he had to obviously admit what had happened then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know what's true and what's not. You hear different stories that he was doing drugs, he was drinking.
Yeah.
He was eccentric. He used to come like dressed in clothes like Joseph's technical a drink out at the training ground.
Mm.
He was just bald as you, Bunce, wasn't he?
Really? It sounds like he's got my fashion sense as well.
Yeah, so.
Most importantly, then moving on nicely to the next question. Then who was the longest in the shower?
Obviously myself. You're on about Slim.
Fucking knew it. I knew it would be.
Guess right there.
Wouldn't be you and Slimmy, would it, Bunce?
Longest washing, I'd say, was Curtis Davies. And Curtis Davies, and the longest penis length, David, which is obviously what I know you're implying. I know what you lads are like. You're going to think I've been sitting there studying everyone's bell ends, and that in the case.
Only God can judge you, mate. Only God can judge you.
I would say, I don't know if you remember him, Dave, and that you lads might remember him. He played for Switzerland International, burnt ass. He was an Armani model. He was hung like a racehorse.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I do. I've seen him play, burnt ass.
They used to call him the tripod.
All right. So, obviously now you're in the construction game, yeah?
Yeah.
Why the construction? Why did you go into?
Do you remember Jeff Horsfield?
Yeah.
When I first signed for Albion, there was a youth player. You have to do college. Obviously, my brother's got his own company, and Jeff Horsfield always said to me, "Be a builder. You'll never be able to work." And he used to do foreigners. He was at Leeds when he in big clubs, and he said to me, he used to come to training in their escort van with a mixture in the back here, Jeff Horsfield. God's honest truth. And he said to me, "Go and be a builder. You'll never be able to work."
Really?
And true to his word, he's right.
Yeah.
No way.
That's where it come from.
We all obviously know that you're a construction mogul. Then, so if anyone wants any work, then how can we contact you, mate?
SB Construction. Any inquiries, contact the lads on the podcast. They'll get in touch with me and I'll come and give you a quotation. Free obligation, David.
Are we allowed to take an agent's fee off that, are we?
No, mate, unfortunately not. You owe me enough bottles of Dom.
I'll come and push a wheelbarrow on the Saturday or something for you, mate. Bunce's been letting me down with his bet, Steve. I could do with a few quid, mate, to top me up. He's been telling me he's been studying for like weeks on end. He's like, "Oh, this is certainty this week, Dave. Rely on me." And bet little Wimby.
Dave, I've been listening in, mate, and everything he says, Bunsey. You take it with a pinch of salt, mate.
I tell you what, Steve. Did you listen to the second episode? Then we was very close on that one.
Close ain't good enough, mate, is it?
Villa let us down. Never backing them again.
I don't think you've ever won, Bunch. The only time you used to win was at college.
I did have some good wins then, to be fair. Good old days.
More time in William Hill.
I know.
Back on the construction, Steve. You ain't one of these fellas, are you, who gets caught out by Dom Littlewood? You know, like marking the territory in people's back gardens and stuff. I seen I was watching something on YouTube right earlier on today, trying to get me in the mood for this. And there's a fella there. He's gone into the bathroom and he's urinated into the sink of the woman's bathroom. And he's gone back out, and obviously the secret cameras and stuff there. And he's took a number 2, where he's got a rake of clag nuts. Right there, he can't shift. He's only gone back into the bathroom. He's utilised the one of the kids' Paw Patrol sponges to give himself a cleaning.
Oh no!
Dave, I'd never do any such thing as that, mate. Ever, never.
Just to say,
Littlewood.
You know him.
And you watched us in fucking Burgess, the twat. He's got something to answer for, mate. He has now.
Just throwing it out there, Steve. Just throwing it out there. So how have you been finding all the lockdown and stuff then, Steve? Has it really affected you much since last year, or?
Nah, nothing at all, mate. To be honest, I've been had a big job in Derriford in Plymouth at the first lockdown. I've been working down there for probably 3 or 4 months, and touch wood, everything local is coming in now. So we've got a lot of extensions running and different things. So doing all right at the minute.
If you don't mind, mate, just will you stop like referencing things like touch wood? You know, be a bit more sensitive with Slimmy and Bunts on it. On here.
I was just going to say, Steve, for people that don't know, we met each other at college. Like, what was? I know we had some great laughs, didn't we, at college? What was your best? What was your best moment at college, Steve? Because we had some quality ones.
The first thing that comes in my head is that big bastard
carrying all them bricks.
Yeah, that was funny. But the funniest thing that he did was that punch on Milky when he nearly knocked his head off to Mars. And then when he crashed Milky's motorbike.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
we were talking about that last week. That brand new moped.
Ever so much disrespect from a man of your calibre, David, is what you did to that kid.
He was brand new, wasn't he, Steve? Brand
he crashed it into the bin, didn't he?
He just got up.
He left it on the floor in a pile of it, smashed the mirror off it, and went to a pile of shit and just walked off. He's brand new.
It was the kid's pride of joy.
We had some good laughs at college, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. It was a great class. Yeah, great set of lads. To be fair, it was a great set of lads.
Even when, do you remember when we used to go into my car, Dave?
Well, five of us all piled into Steve's Corsa.
when I was on the list in Warsaw, one on my car.
Yeah, it was after we'd like gone on a bit of a tear through Pelsall Commons.
Yeah, that was racing Milky on his scooter. That was.
That's it across the Commons, yeah.
You had the letter come through, didn't you? Saying your vehicle's been picked up. Well, like,
top 5 cars in Warsaw or something.
Yeah, it referenced something like antisocial behaviour weren't like the buzzword at the time, but it was down that route anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, did you get on the building trade, Dave?
Me,
You know when you work for our lads, how'd you get on?
Well, I used to work with the same guy you work with, Steve, who you work with now.
Tell me his name.
Steve Burgess. I didn't really want to reveal his second name, but you've done it, mate. Obviously, I didn't want to because I know the CSA. I'll be after him. Probably the reason I left Chris ultimately, mate. I couldn't work with him anymore.
Dave, what's that? What was that story? I didn't quite get the full rift of it. Like, what happened when he was?
In Solihull.
Woman on the job.
I was right. Slimmy and Bunch don't know this. So when I first started working for Chris, as Steve's brother, the first job I got sent over to was an extension on a big house in Solihull, and it was like the first time I'd met Steve Burgess and a few of the guys there, and actually the homeowner, he used to work abroad. He used to work over in the Middle East. And so his wife and his teenage daughter at home, she was maybe 16, 17 max if she was. I'd say, I'm quite confident I'd say 16. And she'd get to college and stuff while we were there working. And there was a foreman there at the time, a guy called Kev. And me and Kev, we decided to watch.
Kev.
Yeah. we decided to wind Burgess up, and Burgess used to come in about 15, 20 minutes after me and Kevin. Burgess comes walking up the path up towards the back garden, and I went over to him. So when I went to work for Chris, I was helping him out with some of the health and safety stuff as well. So doing a few bits and pieces, a bit more formal than the other guys. And I said to Steve, Steve, we've got an issue here. Like, I said, the teenage daughter, she's complained to her mum, and mum's been out and seen me and Kevin this morning, said that she's now, she keeps staring at her and ogling her when she's coming backwards and forwards from college, mate. She's she's rang Chris to come out and see her and everything. It's really gone off. And Birdie's fucking Birdie. I'll tell you what, he looked like a bottle of semi-skimmed there, whitey, when the arse completely dropped out. He didn't even question it. He started packing all his tools up and he goes, no, I can't stay in there.
In the car.
His toolbox, he was all back in the car. He wrapped all the gear up. He's like, I'm off. I'm going. I'll ring Chris. I'll just tell him, you know, thanks for everything. And
I'm quitting.
You know, I'm quitting. I'll work my weeks now if he wants. But I can't work under this kind of duress. And he was just about to get in the car. And we had to break it to him. Then it was all a load of bollocks.
He nearly lost him his job.
Absolute classic, mate. He fucking fell hook, line, and sinker for this ruse. Fucking mental.
What about the stack of blocks, Dave?
Oh, done the right job, didn't I, on the stack of blocks? I didn't want to plasterboard over them, did I? I'd done that good a job, but it's I've still got I don't like to mention it.
Couldn't build a fucking rabbit touch.
I'll just follow the advice. Obviously, now working in the field of safety, Steve. I'll just listen to one of my old foremen who says I need to get paid for what I know, not what I can do. So you fuckers keep pushing the wheelbarrows. I ain't going to be the one riddled with arthritis and fucking silicosis by the time I'm 50.
You'll have arthritis in your fingers pushing your pen.
Genuinely, I do get a bit of agitation in my elbows now. You know, leaning on my desk. You know, leaning on my desk.
You're never in the office. Is that your office get-up you've got on there, Dave?
I wore this especially tonight for you, Steve. I thought, you know, first guest onto the podcast. I thought, let's look a little bit official, look smart. I ain't seen you for ages, and all you've done is grief me.
You deserve it, that whistle on, kid. A fucking joker.
So, how did you get on when Slimmy was working with you, Steve?
Fucking hell, mate. He ain't got a fucking day's collar in him.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Where do you work with Slim? Slim, what job was yours?
It was Darlow, wasn't it? Darlaston.
Oh, knocking that building down, wasn't he?
Yeah, on that makeshift scaffolding, yeah.
Fucking bamboo scaffold.
Putting them trees down, that wasn't he? He only lasted about 2 weeks, but Wedge. Couldn't handle the pace, mate.
Yeah.
I was nice.
He didn't have a death wish, did he?
He ain't cut out. What you doing now, Slim?
He can't say, Steve. He can't say.
I can't disclose it, mate. Sorry.
Don't give me that bullshit. You're a fucking chef or something.
Well, can I just tell you what he's not doing, Steve?
Fuck off. He's probably fucking on the benefits now and in the lazy bastard.
He's not a gigolo, mate, because he can't get it. He can't get it up.
He's gotta go.
Hey, Dad, what's Robotnik laughing at?
I don't know. I'm shell-eyed.
Have I just the lights in here just for you tonight, Steve?
Are we all there?
I can't see my screen, mate. Bouncing off your bracket.
We all going out on a proper bender when this is all over then?
Oh, yeah. Gotta be done.
How long you been living at Manchester, Slim?
4 years now, mate. 4 years.
What's the crack for that?
What do you mean? Like, why did I move up here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, for the love of a good woman, and then that didn't last long. So,
her bitch. Fucking hell.
I've got my head's killing. My head's killing.
Now go on, Slim, really, because you met a woman.
Yeah, met a woman. It was someone I dated previously when I first joined the army. We were together for about 12 months in Northern Ireland, and then moved on and moved to Cyprus, and then we split up, and then ended up getting back together like years down the line, and then we were together for like the best part of 3.5 years, and then it just dwindled out. Shouldn't have really got back together, but it's just one of them.
You're on your jack now, are you?
Yes, it's a thing.
Right,
well, I say I'm on my jack. I've got her name's Roxy. So she's the one that's been doing all the editing for the podcast.
Or is it a blow doll?
No, she's
Any fucking blow doll I'd have you. What's the matter, Dave?
No, nothing. I just can imagine there's going to be a couple of questions coming in for Dave. What's going to probably tap into this next week?
So blow dolls.
No, it's just one of them. But yeah, she's great. She's head of a department at a secondary school, so she's a teacher. So yeah, like just getting on really well. So yeah.
Still looking after you then. After children.
How do you get on with that then, Slim? If you're on the register.
It's not me that's working at the school, is it? So. What they don't know won't hurt them, will it?
What they don't know for one, that's what they're saying to the children online. Don't tell your parents what they don't know.
You're a bad Wedgbury, you are.
Listen, you know what you're doing there, Brandy. You're fucking setting the Skittles up. Well, mate, it's no. I know. I'm getting fucking private messages from Bunce here to wrap this up, lads. Steve, thanks. Steve, thanks for coming on, mate. It's been fucking brilliant to catch up with you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Steve. Cheers, mate.
I promised the kids, Finn and Eva, give them a shout out and say hello to them, and to my lovely partner.
What's her name?
I'll tell you her first name, Rebecca.
What does she do, Steve?
She's a bloke doll. She runs on a generator though, Dave. She could suck a golf ball through an house pipe.
It's been really good seeing you, mate, and catching up. It's been a long time, but no, we appreciate you coming on, mate. Really do.
Once pandemic's over, Steve, we'll have a catch up and a few drinks.
Yeah, no problem at all, mate. No, anytime.
No, cheers, Steve. I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for everyone for following as well this week and sending your messages in for Dave. And obviously check out our TikTok account now. We've just gone over the 1,000 follower mark, and it's really appreciated. It's crazy how quick it's grown. Just people just wanting to listen to us talk short, really. Fucking crazy, but whatever floats your boat, and really appreciate it. And we'll probably be seeing you next week. Take care. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers, Steve.
Take care.
Yeah, bye bye.